So this video is one of my favorite nightly flows. I do it almost every night. I think especially after you've been surfing all day and then possibly sitting or not doing a lot of movement, or even if you've been doing movement all day, it makes it a lot nicer for opening up at the end of the night and just relaxing and having a nice gentle motion there. So we're gonna actually start in a straddle here, which is just opening your legs to the side, keeping your sit bones. If you move your sit bones out a little bit, you should feel those bones equally balanced in the ground. About a 90-degree angle is okay, but if you want to do wider, that's totally up to you. And then from there, you're just going to raise your arms in the sky and breathe in really nice and big. And then exhale out. And then reach over to the right or whichever leg is calling you. We're going to start by just leaning over this leg nice and easy like this. And just breathing in and out, nice and slow and easy. Couple breaths here. If you want to start to open your shoulder a little bit, that's always really nice. But if it doesn't feel good for you, then you could just stay closed like that. That's fine. You could also play with moving open and then closed, or even wrapping your arm back around the side and kind of pulling it in towards yourself there if that feels good. And just breathing, whichever position feels good for you. And then on an inhale, slowly lifting all the way up. Feeling yourself centered, your spine long and straight again, and then reaching over to the opposite side. Then exhale. Again, folding over that spot, maybe rocking back and forth, nice and easy here. And just breathing. Maybe opening your arm nice and big here. Maybe just playing with little motions if that feels good, or wrapping this arm around the back. And just breathing again, nice and easy. And then whenever you're feeling good here, just a big inhale, rising all the way up. And then exhale, folding forward nice and easy. Just breathing in this place here for a while. Nice, easy breaths. I like to rock back and forth a little bit, just opening up in this place. Again, if going all the way down on your elbows doesn't feel good, you can just keep your hands flat. You can keep them as close to you as feels good. Just really playing with emotion that feels good for you here. And then eventually rising nice and tall. And then bringing your feet together nice and easy here. We're lifting your arms all the way up in an inhale. And then an exhale, folding forward. Again, you could have a little micro bend in your knees here if that feels good for you. Or just folding forward as far as feels comfortable. That could literally just be here. It can be all the way forward. Really whatever feels good for you. Again, I like to have that little rocking back and forth motion a little bit. It always feels nice. And just focusing on your breath, just letting your nervous system calm down a little bit. And then whenever you're ready here, just lifting up, nice big inhale. And then we're gonna come on all fours and just rock here for a moment. Just having your knees underneath your hips, your hands underneath your shoulders. And then right away, we're gonna tuck those toes and just push up to a nice easy down dog. You can play with lots of motions here, maybe lifting up high on your toes, maybe pushing back through your hands, just really gripping the ground. Just nice and easy motions here. I like to kind of rock back and forth, maybe straighten one leg, straighten the other, really opening up the calves here. Just getting some motion in that maybe you didn't feel throughout the day normally. And then eventually we're gonna lift that right leg up. You could either keep it square with your hips or maybe even open it up. You could do little circles here, playing with opening up those hips a little bit more if that feels good. You could look through your shoulder a little bit, whatever is feeling good. Just a couple breaths here. Eventually, we're going to slowly kick that leg through nice and easy, dropping that back knee, coming to a low lunge or a low crescent. And here you could either rise up nice and easy or just fold forward. You want to make sure your foot's beneath your knee so as to not cause strain to your knee in other ways. And again, I like to rock back and forth here a little bit and just do easy motions. And then slowly folding over that leg, bending backward. And just folding as far forward as it feels comfortable for you here. Eventually come back forward and I reach with my right arm all the way back here towards my opposite foot, getting a nice little quad stretch here. My right leg's forward here, so my right arm is pulling back. But basically you're doing the opposite of whichever you're doing here. So if your left leg's forward, then you're reaching back with your left arm. And just stretching here. You want to try to keep your shoulders open nice and easy. Maybe play with some neck motions here if that feels good, or just stay still. Eventually releasing that foot. We're going to plant our hands down, lift that back foot, and raise that right leg one more time, opening up nice and easy. And then dropping that. This time we're going to lift that left leg all the way up, either keeping it square or maybe opening it up to the side here. Maybe do some circles if that feels good. And just focusing on whatever feels good with your breath. Eventually we're going to kick that through nice and easy, and then dropping that back knee again. So once again here, just having that foot right underneath your knee. You can either rise nice and steady, you could stay folded forward, whatever feels good there. And again, I just like to rock back and forth, have little easy motions here. Just nice, easy breaths. Then slowly folding forward over that leg. Again, it's just as far as feels comfortable for you. And if this doesn't feel great, you could either keep a bigger bend in your knee or just stay forward too if that even feels better. But for me, always opening up those calves a little bit more after a long day of either surf or sitting around after, and my legs start to feel tight. This is always a really nice little motion to open them again. And then again, slowly shifting forward. Again, reaching with whichever leg is forward, that same arm reaches back for the opposite leg. So in this case, my left arm is reaching for my opposite leg here. Again, trying to keep those shoulders open. If you got a nice view of the surf, maybe you could check that out and think about how your next session is gonna go. You try to push your leg open, your front leg open a little bit to the outer side, if that feels good, or just keep it flat. Remembering to breathe nice and easy. Eventually releasing that leg, we're gonna push back up, and then all the way kicking that leg back up. And open one more time before planting it flat down. Here, just gonna do one more wiggle with those legs. Then we're gonna come all the way forward and just gently lower those hips, trying to keep your hands planted under your shoulders and just lifting back as far as feels comfortable. Keeping those hips balanced on the ground. You could push off if that feels good, but for me, it always feels more gentle to just rest down. Maybe rotating over one side or the other, or just staying still, whatever feels good here. Just a couple breaths here. And then eventually pushing back up to that downward dog, nice and easy. Here I like to slowly start to walk forward and just let my head hang and shift over the ground, nice and easy here. And then I really like to end this by just coming down and pressing my elbows into my thighs and calves kind of equally there, and just rocking back and forth, opening those hips. Sometimes you see this pose like this, but I'm keeping it down on the ground here so that I could really rock into this motion of opening up my hips a little bit more. And then I like to fold one more time with my legs separated here and just rocking back and forth. Nice and easy motions. And whenever you're ready, you can just come back to a nice, easy, seated pose. Like me, you might have wood chips all over you. And just take some nice, easy breaths here. If anything else comes to mind that might feel good, I might throw it in here. But otherwise, just breathing easy. One more big inhale. One more big exhale. And that's it for my favorite nightly flow.